Hey guys, how's it going? Josiah here, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to play Remedy by Seether. This was a request by one of you awesome subscribers, and he's brand new to playing guitar. So whenever you guys ask me for a lesson or something, let me know where you're at in your journey in guitar, whether you've been playing it, because if you've been playing it for only like a little bit of time and you're still a beginner, then I'll make sure I go through everything that I need to, and like what fingers to use and all that. And if you've been playing guitar for a while, then I'll just go through it at your level, so you don't have to listen to a bunch of stuff you already know. So keep that in mind. I'm looking out for you guys. So the first thing you have to know for this song is it's in dropped C sharp tuning. So that means I just tune everything down until it's a half step lower. So 1 fret. So you tune it down till it starts to say the next note, and it'll have this like symbol next to it. Then I want to drop the top string down until it says C sharp. So it'll sound kind of like this. If you have any trouble with that, let me know, and I can even make a video on how to tune down to different tunings if that'll help you. So the song opens up like this, with one of the bounciest riffs of all time. So the way that's played is it's all going to be 5th chords, which means I'm just hitting the top 3 strings. So that's, for example, my main note of the chord, so my root note, my 5th of the chord, the string right underneath that, and the octave of the chord, which is a string right underneath that. And those are the only chords we're going to be using for this section. So I'm going to go like this. And so I'm going to do that 5th chord right on the 2nd fret. Then dead note. A dead note is when I just rest my hand lightly over the strings and nothing comes out. Then I'm going to go open. Then back to the 2 times. So slow, that's. After that, I'm going to go up to the 5th fret. And you don't have to do that with your pinky. It's easier for me because it was easier for me when I was learning to just assign each finger a fret and keep it that way, and just, it was hard to bar with the pinky, but you just work on it and you get there. So you can use whatever finger you want. Most people I see use their ring finger to do that. But it's just, whatever works for you. So anyways, 5th fret, then I go back to my 2. Open first though. So all that together goes like this. The rhythm's probably the hardest part to get about that, so just make sure you really listen to the song. Something that I would do when I was first starting to try to figure out the rhythms of songs was I would put my headphones in listening to the song with my amp so I could just hear it, so I could focus on the rhythm enough to try to play along with it. So, there are also tabs down in the description that'll show you how to play that song. There's a place in the corner of it where you can click on the different instruments and you can play it. It's kind of like Guitar Hero, but for guitar. So check it out. So then that takes us to the verse, and it'll go like this. So the way that's going is I'm going same sort of 5th chords, just on my clean channel, and I'm picking it. So I'm going picking top to bottom, and then I go back up 1 string on the 2nd fret, by the way. Then open, same thing with our pick, down, 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 up. Then back to the 2. So 2, 0, 2. Slide all of that up to the 5th fret. The reason why I'm not just going on with my other fingers is, watch, you hear the difference. And I want that slidey sort of sound to come in. So I'm going to hit the top string on the 2 and slide it up to the 5th. It'll sound terrible at first, but if you just practice it and you'll get there, I promise. So I slide it up and play the exact same picking pattern and bring it back down to 2. So all that slow together goes like this. So that takes us to the pre-chorus, and that'll go like this. So we have our 5th chord here at the 7th fret, and since he's the only guitar player in the band, what we're doing is we're adding an extra octave to it because we want to fill up the sound. So 1, 2, 3 like you're used to, then throw in whether it's your ring finger or your pinky onto the 9th fret of the G string. Then we'll go down to 3 and 5, same shapes. And so that's right there is harmonic, and I'm just putting my finger lightly, really lightly, over the G and B strings of the 5th fret. And you want to get your finger right on top of the fret and press incredibly lightly with your finger. And it'll make that sound. If you're having a hard time with it, make sure your distortion or your gain is up high enough. And if you're still having a hard time with it, you just practice it. So all of that together goes like this. And then that takes us to the chorus. The chorus is going to go like this. So it's the exact same thing that you already know, only we're going to add something to it. So we do that first part that we did for the intro. And then partway through the 3rd time through, we're going to go up to the 7 and do a 5th chord again. And then back down to the 5. So I'm going to play that slow all together so you can follow along like this. And like I said, just practice and listen to the song. That rhythm is tricky, especially starting out. I actually remember learning this song and being so frustrated with it because I couldn't figure out the rhythm. But there's a link to tabs down in the description that'll help you. At least that really is what helped me when I was learning it. So go ahead and check those out. The next verse you already know because it's the same thing we learned for the previous verse. But you're gonna hear it switch when there's the guitar noises going on in the background to doing this. And all that is the exact same thing you were already playing in the exact same picking order. I'm just taking the side of my hand and I'm putting it right there on the strings to keep them muted, and it's called palm muting. Then you already know the next chorus because it's the exact same thing that we played. And that brings us to the bridge, and that'll go like this. So what that is it's a lot of the same thing, so don't get overwhelmed by this. I'm doing a 5th chord up on the 10th fret, and you, again, like I said, use whatever finger you want. My brother who plays guitar would play it like this. Like I said, I like to have one finger per fret, so that way I don't have to move around so much. So we're going 10th fret, down to the 7th, and then open a few times. And you'll play that a few times, and it'll round out by going like this. So all I'm doing is I'm playing the exact same thing we did, but when we get to the 7th, we go back to the rhythm that we used in the chorus. 5, then open. So that transition slow goes like this. And then there's that quiet part where just the faded out guitar goes. And it's the exact same thing that you were doing for the chorus, but I just use one string, my top string, instead of the whole thing. Then it takes us to the solo part. For the solo, you're going to play the exact same thing on the rhythm guitar, and if you're interested in knowing what those dissonant hell noises going on in the back are, it's something like this. Sorry about some of the buzzing. My 14th fret is so dented and messed up, but follow along with me. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a dual bend on the G and B strings. So on the G string, I'm on the 14th fret and 12th of the B, and I'm bending that 14th and playing them at the same time until it sounds like the other note. So see, listen. I'm sorry, I'll do it the other way around. See how they kind of blend into the same note? So that's called a dual bend. And then I'm going down, just instead of 14, I'm going 12 and 12. And I'm following the same rhythm as. Then you come down, same thing, just on the next set of strings down. 12 of the B, 14 of the B, 12 of the E, and I'm doing the same bend back down to 12 of those strings. Then you'll come back up here and you'll do the same exact thing, just slow it down a little bit. Then jump back up to the higher set of strings. You don't want me to play that slow because it'll sound like complete hell, but it's really cool over the guitar. And that wraps up the song. So, I hope that helped. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know. And if you have any other lessons that you'd like to see, I want to see what you guys are wanting to learn and stuff, so that way I can give it to you. So, peace out.